Hi everyone, today I'm going to talk about the pomegranate. You're starting to see more of the pomegranate pop up in farmers market. It's usually a very nice sign of fall. I always see pomegranates at the same time I see persimmons. So far I haven't seen the persimmons, but I'm seeing a lot of these red globes starting to pop up in the farmers market. So that's really great because I like to sort of cook with this because it's one of the more beautiful produce that I think you would ever find. It's this nice sort of red color, nice little ball. It kind of reminds me of a Christmas ornament. Now what you can do with it is inside the pomegranate there are tons of little seeds, and that's where all the juices come from. And a lot of people would just, when they were growing up, they would just sort of break it open and then they'll just pop it in their mouth and sort of chew it and then spit out the seeds and just sort of like suck all the juice out from the little seedlings. You can also use it as a sort of garnish for salads. You can sort of toss it in your salad. That's sort of a nice sort of burst of flavor when you're biting in. You can also sprinkle it into a martini and it'll make this really beautiful looking, very fancy looking martini with pomegranate seeds in it. I'm going to use the juice from the pomegranate to make a glaze for a pork dish that I'm going to cook. I think it's sort of a nice rich flavor. The tartness mixed in with molasses will sort of give it sort of heavy flavor that will match any kind of meat. I see a lot of restaurants actually use it for pork, or they'll use it for seared duck. So those are sort of good sort of meat that you can sort of now when you're shopping for a pomegranate, what you're looking for is one that has a nice smooth skin, because that's how you can tell that it's still ripe and at its peak. If it has a sort of nice flowering here that shows that it had a flower that bloomed, then you know it's a pretty mature one. Some of it might not have opened yet, so those may not be very mature, but it doesn't necessarily mean it might not be sweet. It just means it's a little younger than when it was picked, than one that might have the flower already bloomed and then dried out. But you definitely want one that's smooth. It doesn't necessarily have to have a very vibrant color. Like this one actually has a very nice color. Some of them that actually gets from, people get from the backyard of their friend's house may not necessarily have this nice color. It might look a little rough. But then that most people don't like to deal with the pomegranate coming straight from hard to go in and get all the seeds. But I don't actually think it's that hard. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to get it out. It's pretty simple. Okay, so we're going to start by cutting the pomegranate in half. So I get my knife, and basically I just want to start anywhere and just start cutting away. I'm not going all the way through. I'm just sort of cutting a little bit in just to sort of get into, once I start hitting the seeds, then I know I sort of hit it, and then you sort of cut it in half, and then I'm just going to start to break it into half. I'm going to hold it over my sink, and then I'm just going to start to sort of try to break it open into a half. There you go. See, I have a basket underneath to catch any other seeds because I want to catch as many of the seeds that I can get. Now, so you can see, this is how it looks. There's all the different seeds with the great tasting juice in them, and it's all sort of intertwined in these cobs of pith. So it almost looks like a honeycomb, and you basically want to just get all those out. Now what you'll see in a lot of cooking demonstration with professional chefs, what they'll do is after they break the pomegranate in half, then they'll kind of hold it like this. They'll hold one half over their hand, and they'll have their pomegranate right over a basket or something to catch it, and then they'll grab a wooden spoon or something, and they'll basically just hit it, and then they'll start to sort of get the seeds popping out. Now, as you can see, it's not always the most effective way to do it. I've only gotten just a few seeds out. It really actually looks great as a demonstration on television, but it's not, to me, the most effective way, and it actually beats up the juices right underneath this side. So I try to do the patient route, which to me isn't necessarily that difficult, and I just sort of basically peel apart every little sort of seed, and there's clumps of it, so I just sort of, in a way, just basically work through it and kind of just peel away what I can. I'm just very careful about making sure I get all the seeds I can get. I'll just work on a piece. And all you need to do is just kind of wiggle it a little bit to sort of loosen it up, and then it actually all comes just falling out. Work away at each piece. Look at all that. Doesn't that look nice? Sometimes I feel like you're sort of like striking gold when you get like a big piece like this and it comes off easily, and you just sort of let it all wiggle it a little bit and let it sort of come off, and then you have all those nice sort of jewels that'll give you all that flavoring. I try to get as many out as I can. Another thing you want to realize about pomegranates is that the juice can splash all around, so you don't want to wear white because you don't want to stain your clothes. It's sort of similar to when you're working with beets. You don't want that coloring to stain you, so you want to make sure you don't wear white, and then if you want to, you can wear rubber gloves when you're working with this. So there we go, the very last few seeds. It really just took me probably 4-5 minutes to kind of deal with this, which to me is a very short investment to get this really nice fruit that you can use in your cooking. And see, there we have. I have like a whole bowl of all these beautiful tasty seeds that we're going to put into our dish. I probably won't be able to use all this. I'm going to try to get the juice from this to use, but I'm going to save a few as a snack or to decorate, like I mentioned, salads or martini. And you have it, this really nice pomegranate and it's really nice rich juice, all ready to eat.